but she's not.
Okay, so
She didn't
she
go.
didn't go. So that's
Okay.
we
So
just
we'll
told her
tell
she's
her.
only 10.
We'll tell her.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Welcome, a wonderful full house for this great celebration of probably your loved one, your child, your grandchild, who's about to step across a threshold of potential and possibility tomorrow. My name is Sharon Dunn, and I'm the Dean of the School of Allied Health Professions. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to campus, if you've not been yet, and this amazing 2 days of celebration. First, I want to see who of you in the audience are parents of one of our graduates for tomorrow. Stand up if you're a parent. This is a participation grade. Thank you for raising incredible human beings that want to serve others. We did not have to do any child raising here. You did the hard work before they got out of kindergarten, so thank you. Okay, who are our grandparents? Please rise. Thank you for spoiling them, because that was your job as a grandparent. And you've raised generations of fine people, so thank you for that. Okay, one last group to recognize are the significant others who have seen this exercise through. You're married, you're a partner. Thank you for your long suffering, for your undying support and your love and your patience as your loved one has achieved this amazing milestone that they have achieved. We are so lucky at the School of Allied Health and at LSU Health to have the cream of the crop in these graduates. So not only are they fine people, they could have gone to any PA program in the country. Quite frankly, they could have gotten into any health discipline across the healthcare continuum, because the competitiveness to obtain entry into this PA program is outstanding. 400 qualified candidates for every 40 seats. So less than 10% of people gain entrance into the PA program. That's something all of you can be proud of because of the challenge to get into PA. I used to hear that was the most challenging until I became dean and I learned better. The program itself is very challenging. So our students who become graduates are the cream of the crop. And I just want to say congratulations for who you mean to us as graduates of our program, but what you're about to embark on in your career. Thank you for choosing this program. You didn't choose it because it was easy, and now that you get to reflect on the last 2 years, you'll remember these times. I've seen you in the hallways after your exams or at the pergolas during rendezvous. Tears, laughter, frustration, but you made it. You're here. You're done. And hopefully you can look back on this experience as formative. You made it by studying hard. You never really had to study pre-PA, and in your undergrad it came easy to you, but you had to study here. You made it by relying on your classmates for help, and trust me, through the whole endurance of your career, you're going to need to rely on those around you to support you to bring the absolute best to your patients. You made it by honoring your faculty and their direction, and they only mean well. And you made it through representing LSU and your program with excellence and dedication during your clinical year. All of that to say, nothing worth having comes easy. All of that prepared you to embark on a health career where you will be making life decisions for patients at the front lines of healthcare in challenging times and shifting priorities and responsibilities for all healthcare providers. And I can say with full confidence, you are ready. That little bit of doubt that you have is appropriate, because if you were overconfident, you're undercompetent. Confidence and competence are inversely related. Those of you who think you know it all are a danger to yourself and a menace to society. So it's good to have a healthy fear. That makes you do better for your patients. I would like your faculty to stand, and that includes you too, Dr. Bigler. Your faculty who got you to this point, please stand for just a moment. And I would like the PA graduates who are here to thank your faculty for pushing you beyond what you thought possible to get you to this point. Thank y'all for the example you set. Have fun today. It's a celebration. Have fun, family, and make noise tomorrow as your graduate crosses that stage. It's just us, so you can be as loud and obnoxious as you want to be. And celebrate big, but stay in touch with us. We want to be your forever academic home. So welcome to today. I look forward to celebrating with you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, my name is Lindsay Farrington. I'm the interim program director of the PA program. I just want to welcome you all. Dr. Dunn did a great introduction there, but I want to tell all the graduates how proud we are of you. We know this is hard. We know you probably hated it most of the way through, but you finished, and we are so proud of you for getting through it. I also, as a parent of a kid that's old enough to have a dream, I know how proud your parents are of you, so I hope you thank them for what they've done, and I hope they celebrate you all weekend long. We can't wait to see you go out into the world in the medical field and do great things, because I'm confident that you are. I'm not good at making long speeches. I tend to give them lists of what to do and what not to do, so that's usually my MO, but I do want everybody to know how proud we are of each and every one of you, and we can't wait to see you walk across the stage tomorrow and graduate. So I would like to introduce Dr. Diana Marandino. She's the Assistant Dean of Academic and Student Affairs, to the podium. She's going to do the invocation.
Good afternoon. Again, the students have worked hard, so if you will bow your heads and we will reflect on them getting to this point. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for these graduates, their families, their support systems, as they have made it to the end of the tunnel without it being a train. I always tell them it's not a train. We also want to thank you for this white coat ceremony. Putting on the white coat is going to put them out taking care of our community of people. And so as we finish today's celebration and prepare for tomorrow's celebration, please stay with these families, the students, keep them safe as they start their celebrations and we gather in the morning for our graduation ceremony. In your name we pray, amen.
Sorry, I just found out I'm going to speak right now. Graduates, you know we are so proud of you. I'm Dr. Terry Bigler. I'm the former program director. I was also the admissions director when these students were accepted to PA school, so I feel like I've been with them a little bit longer than some of the other faculty, and we are just so proud of you. And to all the families in the room, we don't let them graduate until we're sure that they are ready to go out and be the best provider they can be. So if you happen to go somewhere, every time I go to the doctors, I'm like, I'm sorry, what PA school did you go to? When they say LSU Health Shreveport, I'm like, All right, you can take care of me then. Again, congratulations, you guys.
Good afternoon. I have the privilege of serving as a class president for the class of 2023. And with that privilege, I found out a couple days ago that I'll be speaking. I'm humbled by this opportunity, to be completely honest. When Dr. Farrington reached out to me, I was really excited. However, I realized I had no idea what I should say or what to even begin to think about saying. So I started asking myself, what would my classmates want to hear? What would our family and friends want to hear? What would be beneficial for everyone gathered here today? I thought I could start off by asking, what does the white coat mean? But then after much prayerful consideration, I decided I'd like to focus mainly on the importance of remembering. Remembering where we've been these last 27 months, what we've gone through, and remembering why we chose this route. 27 months ago, a group of strangers gathered together for what we thought would be a quick orientation. We started the day off with pictures and trying to get to know each other. As the day progressed, it turned eventful with a stumble into mud and a 5-hour lecture on just keep swimming. As the day ended, I tried my best to keep my poker face on, but in my head, all I could do was keep asking myself, what have I gotten myself into? The summer semester started in full swing, and it was a swirl of formaldehyde and cadavers and social awkwardness as we all tried to fit in, and we all started getting to know each other. We came to the conclusion that one of our classmates has an uncanny resemblance to a Toy Story character. And before we realized, the summer ended, and we all thought to ourselves, it can't get much worse than this. Well, it did. It got much, much worse. We moved into the fall semester, and I'd like to go over some basic math with y'all. So there are 24 hours in a day. For 10 hours, we were in the classroom going over lectures. That leaves 14 hours. Out of those 14 hours, we studied for roughly 8, leaving 6 hours in our day to sleep, eat, do anything else we needed to do. We spent 18 hours a day for a year, reviewing every system, practicing various conditions and physical exams, so that when we faced a patient, we would know what we were doing. The studying and lectures were so intense that one of us even passed out during class. His emotions for cardiology got the better of him. Our first year came and left before we knew it. We blinked and we were in a hospital or a clinic talking to real patients. Things got a little bit easier. Instead of being in lecture for 10 hours, we were just going to work for 12 hours. We rotated through 12 different specialties. We had the sacred privilege to change lives and have our lives changed. We delivered babies. We helped during surgeries. We counseled patients with depression, took care of sick children, rushed to code blues or cardiac arrests. We even helped bandage bullet wounds and so much more. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've answered where we've been and what we've gone through. Now the last question, why? Why go through all this? Well, in the near future, we're going to find ourselves taking care of a patient. They may be a little bit nervous. They may be a little bit scared. They may be overwhelmed and confused because they don't understand what's going on with their body or what they're going through. But they can rest assured because each of these graduates of the class of 2023 has put in the work to take care of them. So now in a few minutes, we'll be cloaked in our white coats. So when you see your graduate or your loved one wearing their new coat, know that the white coat is a constant reminder of where we've been, what we've been through, and above all, it is a reminder that our patients come first. Now, I promised my wife I wouldn't quote The Office, but then I promised some other people in my class that I would quote The Office. So, my closing remark, as the great Michael Scott once said, "You have no idea how high you can fly." Thank you.
Thank you, Ernesto, and thank you for everything you've done for the class and for all of the faculty since you've been here. Next, I just want to tell you we had the unusual situation of having 6 valedictorians this year. It's amazing. They've worked so hard. Obviously, everybody in this class is smart, but we had 6 that came out with 4.0s at the end, and they're going to each give a small speech for you, but I wanted to introduce them so you knew. But it's Claire Herkey, Morgan Laborde, Lanny Landry, Peter Wynn, Cameron Simpson, and Amalia Scalos. I am so sorry. I told y'all I would mess it up. So I'm going to let them come up one at a time and present their speeches to you.
Thank you, Dr. Farrington, for that lovely reception of our arrival. My name's Amalia Scalos, and I'm just going to walk through everybody here. Cameron Simpson, Claire Herkey, Laney Landry, Peter Nguyen, and Morgan Laborde. Graduates, loved ones, and distinguished faculty members, it is an honor to be with you today as we celebrate yet another step in the transition from timid students wearing short white coats to nearly graduated, adept physician assistants with the receival of our long white coats. As I glimpse around the room, I am overcome with warmth as I realize we are surrounded by the most pivotal individuals who have made this arduous, nearly impossible trek of PA school a success. I can confirm our predecessors were not fibbing when they said PA school was analogous to drinking water out of a fire hose. But look where we are now. Here at our long white coat ceremony, embraced by our grandest enthusiasts, with our graduation only a sunrise away. As we glance back at PA school, it is simple to imagine our rigorous and demanding times when our PA basketball team lost during intramurals, when Luke passed out during our cardiovascular lecture, when Connor showed up sweating to every class with 6 coffees in hand but 30 seconds to spare, when we single-handedly sponsored the Bang and Celsius energy drink movement, and when Cameron showed up to our Halloween lecture wearing a plague mask, clearly demonstrating the aura in the room. However, it is the trials we faced, the failures we endured, and the lessons we learned which will live with us forever as we go out into the world and begin our lives as graduated PAs. We may be called our separate directions, however, we will always be bonded by the moments and lessons we have experienced. As the 6 of us stand up here today, we wish to highlight the takeaways we discovered over the course of our 27 months, which emphasize the impact we have as key attributes to being PAs. To begin, my lesson learned is finding happiness in the little moments. In a 1969 pop rock album called Abbey Road, the Beatles sang a song called Here Comes the Sun. The lyrics profess a tale of an icy winter bedridden with sorrow, when out of the seemingly ominous abyss emerges beaming rays of spring, a shard of hope. While I wouldn't say PA school was a frigid winter, I would say it pushed us to our physical and mental ceilings and made us question our competence at times. This song often popped into my head because in my most slipping moments of PA school, the phrase, "Here comes the sun," allowed me to recall that there are minuscule fragments of every single day which possess the power to alter our outlooks on life. Whether it be sunset walks with my dog, hot girl walks in the Shreveport heat, rhino coffee dates on a brisk morning, roommate movie nights, Whataburger and an absolutely atrocious karaoke at 11 p.m., or picking sunflowers on a summer day. It was these scattered moments of delirious laughter after endless studying, the final reassuring smile on test days before the cardboard blinders went up, or the late night anxiety soothing text reading, "It's all right, we will get through it," which made all the difference. As we go out into the world as PAs, I encourage our class to find happiness in the little snippets of monotonous living, which make you feel most alive. Capture them, hold them close. These are the moments we live for, the moments which have us thinking, "Here comes the sun."
So when I was growing up, my mom constantly said, "It takes a village." To me, this meant that you should surround yourself with the people who support you and want the best for you, including family and friends, because the people around you can have a profound impact on your life. Each and every one of us added to our village when we started this journey together. We found friends and study partners, advisors, and mentors. Throughout the past 2 years, I've come to understand that this actually applies to the PA profession. In fact, it's built into what it means to be a physician assistant. By definition, a PA works as part of a collaborative healthcare team for the overall wellness of each and every patient. This team is part of your village. The nurses, medical assistants, techs, physicians, etc., all play integral roles in your professional success. As we near graduation and are looking for our first jobs, I encourage you to consider the professionals and staff members you'll work with. Aside from contracts, salaries, benefits, and all the other standard considerations, also think about the members that make up your healthcare team. Do you want a team who supports you and encourages your success as you transition from a student to a practicing PA? Find coworkers who you feel comfortable asking questions and admitting when you need help, because you will need help. Find coworkers who hold you accountable. Find coworkers who you may even feel like you're going to be friends with outside of work. These people will become part of your village. While we all would love to make the most money and work in the preferred field, I encourage you to pay attention to those who will surround you. Find a village who will take you in, build you up, and help you become a successful and independent physician assistant. Thank you.
I've always been a stubbornly independent person. My friends and family in the audience today will all too readily attest to that fact. Leaning on those around me was not something that I typically allowed myself to do. But when I started PA school, I by no means had all of my ducks in a row. My family was facing a new cancer diagnosis, our finances were growing tighter and tighter, I was in a new city starting a famously rigorous program, and the bulk of my support system was more than 4 hours away. When the whirlwind that encompassed our first fall semester started, I immediately felt as though I was drowning in our self-proclaimed fire hydrant of information. Every waking minute was dedicated to throwing everything I could into learning all that I could. I studied harder than I ever had before, letting self-care and personal health fall to the wayside in the name of aspiring to be the best PA student I thought I needed to be. And to add to my self-inflicted burden, the vision that I had for myself was one that I was fiercely determined to achieve all on my own. I continued to push my academic and personal limits, trying my best to hide the cracks in my resolve that were beginning to form. Eventually, to no one's surprise, I hit a tipping point. I was simply too tired to keep operating at the level that I was without letting anyone else in. I began to slowly reach out, forming connections and study groups with the only other people who could understand the circumstances I was in. Leaning on others had always felt like admitting defeat to me, as though I was acquiescing to the fact that I had failed to be strong enough to succeed on my own. What this program and these incredible students standing with me here today have taught me is that no one can succeed truly alone. Allowing people to share your struggles allows them to also share in your strengths. This was not an easy road, and we each had our own trials, but none of us could have made it to this stage today without leaning on each other. This is a lesson I will carry with me into my life and career, and one I hope to impress upon future PA students that will one day be in our very same shoes. Thank you.
Cambridge Dictionary defines gratitude as a strong feeling of appreciation to someone or something for what the person has done to help you. The moment you begin speaking as a child, you are taught to say thank you. While this is an important practice to teach a child, saying thank you quickly becomes a reflex and often does not fully express the sentiment we are trying to convey. Throughout these past 2 years, I have learned how important it is to go beyond just saying thank you, but instead taking time to acknowledge the importance of a person's presence in our lives and how their actions have helped us along this journey. It's our professors, preceptors, patients, and especially our friends and family that we owe our deepest gratitude to. Without their patience and understanding, we would not be at this ceremony today. It is not only the people that accompanied us along this journey that deserve our gratitude, but also the experiences we endured. During the treacherous times of PA school, It was easy to doubt our skills and knowledge. But it is those difficult moments that we were hoping and praying to experience just 2 years ago. We should look back on our time here with gratitude, for it is all of the experiences, the joyful and the taxing, that have shaped us into the PAs we have now become. So there is no better time than the present to show our gratitude and remind those around you how much you appreciate their presence and action in your life, and to be thankful for not only the great moments like graduating PA school, but also the struggles we have faced that formed us into the PAs we are entering the world as today. Thank you.
Hi. I wanted to take a moment to reflect on the word compassion. As our wonderful class president, Ernesto, alluded to, it has a lot to do with our why. It's apparent how indispensable acts of compassion are to a person's well-being, not just in the healthcare setting, but in our personal lives. Suffering is an unavoidable dimension of human life, and each of us has experienced this. And sometimes that suffering can make it hard to live life the way you want to. It can even make us question the meaning of our lives and why we should have to suffer. However, there is a way that suffering can be redemptive. As human beings, we are not made to endure the struggles of life alone. We are meant to do it with everyone else. The word compassion derives from the Latin prefix cum, and meaning together, and the Latin root passio, which means to suffer. Therefore, being compassionate means to suffer together, which is what we've all done in the past 2.5 years and will continue to do. Thus, compassion isn't just about being kind or feeling pity for someone, nor is it even about fixing someone's problems. It's about jumping into whatever dirty mess your friend, family, or patient is in and being there with them in their time of need. It's you taking care of your ailing patients or parents when you yourself are overwhelmed and sleep deprived. It's you trying to lift the spirits of a classmate who just failed an exam. It's you spending the extra time listening to that patient who is confused and frightened about their health. It is in these acts of compassion that the antidote to suffering exists. Sometimes problems can't be fixed, but when we enter into someone else's suffering, we not only alleviate their pain, we also awaken within us the purpose for our own existence. And at the end of the day, this is what makes all the difference, more than any medicine or surgery ever could. I know I have been the beneficiary of such compassion, and I hope that I have acted compassionately during my time here. It is no exaggeration to say that I could not have come this far without the compassion of my dad, my lovely fiancée, my teachers, and my wonderful classmates. Therefore, as we enter the world of medicine and embark on our individual journeys as PAs, let us never lose the capacity to suffer together alongside our loved ones, our patients, and our physician colleagues. Let us instead serve with a sharpened mind and compassionate heart befitting of a PA. Thank you.
Reflecting on my time throughout PA school, I realized how important it is to not be so hypercritical of myself. I always found that I was disappointed with myself and my performance on an exam or a practical and would beat myself up and think, I should have done better, or I should have known that. I'm sure there are several of my classmates here that can resonate with this. As a clinician, it is always good to have some baseline self-criticism or the ability to reflect on your performance to help identify areas you can improve in. However, my preceptor recently taught me that there's a healthy way to do so, and I felt compelled to share it with my colleagues here today. First, never start your reflection with I. Instead, try to direct your thoughts to say, what could I have done better? Or was there something different that could have been done? Second, don't dwell on the things you cannot change. If you're anything like me, this is the hardest, but it's true. Acknowledge the situation, learn from it, and strive to do better in the future. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemies and our biggest critic, but don't let this drain you mentally or hinder your passion to care for your patients. As you can see, there are many lessons we have learned over these last few months, not just how to diagnose and treat various medical conditions. The life lessons shared by my colleagues is something we will all in some way or another have learned. These experiences shared outside of the classroom is an overlooked key piece that helped mold us into the clinicians we are soon to become. Tomorrow is the ending of a chapter for us. We will walk off that stage with our diplomas in hand and all go in different directions along a path toward our calling. This will soon all become a distant memory for us. So, my dear friends, relish in the moment of today and tomorrow because you have earned it. The countless hours spent studying and all the tears shed have been worth it because here we are. What we once thought was unobtainable all those 27 months ago is here. This is the light at the end of the tunnel, or the turning of the page, if you will, as we move on to that next chapter that awaits us. For a bunch of us, that involves weddings. For others, it involves expanding our families and welcoming sweet bundles of joy. But for all of us. It involves becoming some highly competent physician assistants with a little bit of remediation sprinkled in here and there, because what's a competent PA without remediation? Before closing, I would like to take the chance to thank the amazing faculty of this program. Without each of you pushing us as hard as you did, despite us dragging our feet, we wouldn't be here without the knowledge and capacity to treat patients. Because of you all, I know that my colleagues and I will go out confidently, knowing you have given us the strong foundation to build upon as we start practicing medicine. Lastly, thank you to all of our support system sitting here in this room with us. Without you, it wouldn't have been easy to get here. To my fellow classmates, congratulations. I'm so incredibly proud of us. Now let's get these white coats and these much-awaited master's degrees.
Good afternoon. The ability to perform, achieve, and excel in scholastic activities best describes academic excellence. For a PA student to exhibit academic excellence, they would need to go above and beyond the basics. They would need to be curious about learning. They would need to strive to be the best. Most importantly, they would need to be active in the learning process. Caring for patients involves staying on top of emerging diseases and being cognizant of new technology and ways to treat patients. It requires continued knowledge. It requires being a lifelong learner. The recipient of the Academic Achievement Award has done everything needed to demonstrate this intense desire for learning, all while navigating through our rigorous curriculum, both in the didactic and clinical years. Several faculty have commented on this student's vast knowledge base and willingness to learn, stating, "He has always shown a keen interest in learning about medicine, not just for testing purposes, but for the sake of his own knowledge." They've also said he very quickly grasps even the most difficult of concepts, but that doesn't stop him from wanting to go deeper into all the material. I never got the feeling that he was asking questions because he wanted to do well on a test, but because he just wanted to know all the things to be the best provider he can be. Preceptors have also recognized this student for his academic excellence, commenting, "Exceptional knowledge, hardworking. I can tell he wants to learn. Very impressive knowledge base, work ethic, and professionalism. He was punctual, interested, and seemed to be well-read in the topics of OBGYN. And finally, student has exceptional psychiatric skills. He has exceeded expectations." With comments like this from faculty and preceptors, you just can't get a better student exhibiting top-notch academic skills in your program. I hope this recipient knows just how much his hard work and outstanding efforts to learn as much as possible has been noticed and appreciated. Please help me in congratulating Peter Wynn as our recipient of the 2023 Academic Achievement.
Hello again. I am here to present the Clinical Excellence Award, and the faculty always has a tough time trying to decide a recipient for this award. The class is full of outstanding clinicians. Almost all of them are just perfect at that. And some of them came to us with strong clinical skills from their prior experience. Others worked really hard to develop them once they were here. I tell the students before they start rotations, and they may remember me saying this, that they're all smart. We know every one of you are super smart, but what's going to set you apart clinically is your attitude and your work ethic. And that's something that everybody can control. And, we have that talk over and over through the clinical year, but this is particularly true for this student. Those are the things that shine. We look at evaluations that the preceptors fill out about the students when deciding who should win this award or receive this award. Many different preceptors commented on this particular student's clinical abilities. Some of the comments included, student was fantastic. It was a pleasure to be her preceptor. Patients loved her. A joy to work with. That was over and over and over again in those exact words. She's a joy to work with. Always goes the extra mile, pushes herself to learn new skills every day, above expectations in all clinical skills, very proactive, compassionate, intelligent, and professional, always has a positive attitude, show genuine care and compassion for patients, and will do well in any chosen field of medicine. Honestly, I just kind of stopped writing the comments because the speech would be really long. It's an amazing feat to impress that many preceptors in different specialties with different expectations. The person that we selected is an exceptional student, intelligent, hardworking, has a fantastic attitude, and an overall excellent clinician. It is my honor to present the Clinical Excellence Award to Olivia Orlando.
Hi, y'all. The late Valjean Valgora was the program director when the first graduating class of PAs graduated from LSU in 1996. Mr. Valgora came to LSU from Nebraska, but prior to leaving his home state, he lost a teenage son, Joseph, to leukemia. During their son's battle with leukemia, the Valgora family was deeply touched by the hospital personnel that treated and cared for Joseph on a daily basis. Joseph and his family were particularly impressed with the selfless attitudes of his caregivers and the compassion shown towards him as he worked through the emotional, physical, psychological, and spiritual pain of his disease. In memory of his son, Mr. Valgora presented a graduate of that first class of 1996 with the Joseph K. Valgora Compassionate Caregiver Award. And our program has continued to give that award every year for several reasons. First of all, to honor the memory of Joseph Valgora and now Val Valgora as well. To motivate other students and graduates to ascend to that higher plane of healthcare provision. To challenge every graduate to look beyond the mechanics of disease and to break down that invisible barrier between themselves and their patients. And finally, to challenge the healthcare providers to reach out to those patients in need, to see the human side of medicine. Therefore, this award is given to a student who, during the course of their clinical education, exemplifies this compassion, because after all, I think we'd all agree that compassion for the sick is that first true step in treatment and healing. So there are so many of you, I would venture to say all of you, that would qualify for this award. I've seen y'all's compassion firsthand. But today's recipient was selected by the faculty for her caring nature towards her patients. Some comments from preceptors include, she goes above and beyond for patient care and her future patients will surely benefit from this dedication. She demonstrates a refreshing humility and earnest desire to learn. This student is a caring and compassionate provider. She is eager to learn and is a hard worker. And then possibly my favorite, because I can relate at least to the first part, this student is an old soul who cares for her patients greatly. And it is truly my honor to announce that the 2023 recipient of the Joseph K. Valgora Award is Miss Cindy Hunter. Hi, Cindy.
So I have the privilege today of giving the Dustin Carter Perseverance Award. Dustin Carter was a former alumnus of this program who, after completing PA school, went on to be a wonderful PA and serve as preceptor for our students. Throughout his 27 months of PA school, he battled not just the struggles that come with being a student, but also challenges that came from previously having lung cancer. Every year, every month, every day for him was a struggle, but that did not stop him or deter him from accomplishing his goals. He continued to, I messed up worse than Ms. Russian last year. We're back on. All right, he never let his health deter him from his main goal of becoming a PA. Even when his lung cancer returned after graduation, he still worked to serve his community and precept our students. Although he succumbed to his illness at the young age of 35, he left behind a legacy of strength, courage, and most importantly, perseverance. In this graduating class, there is a student who, like Dustin, persevered through obstacles. But these were just obstacles, not roadblocks. This student, when faced with challenges, found it within himself to overcome them. He found the strength to fight for what he wanted and what he knew he could accomplish. We are immensely proud of you as faculty, and I'm honored to have been your advisor these past few years. It is my honor to present this year's Dustin Carter's Perseverance Award to Luke Temple.
Good afternoon. I'll be presenting the Paragon of Professionalism Award. PAEA, our national organization for PA educators, and AAPA, the National Organization for All PAs, lists professionalism as one of its 7 competencies. That's how important it is, 1 out of 7. It sits right alongside knowledge for practice, patient-centered care, and communication skills. It's one of our 5 competencies here in our program at LSU Health. PAEA and AAPA go on to define professionalism and ethics together in a joint statement as follows: demonstrating a commitment to practicing medicine in ethically and legally appropriate ways with professional maturity and accountability for delivering safe and quality care to patients and populations. This year's recipient has exceeded competency in this domain. In addition to knowing legal and ethical requirements for the profession, this student embodies professionalism in the eyes of her preceptors. One preceptor stated the student has outstanding professionalism, and another described her as always professional in her actions, work, and appearance. Faculty also found the student to display professionalism throughout her time in the program. She has supported various professional PA organizations by becoming a member. As a class officer, she was often a bridge between her classmates and the faculty, especially during times of tension or low morale. She represented her colleagues well during this time while also interacting with faculty in an appropriate, level-headed, and very mature fashion, always looking for solutions while avoiding blame and negativity. And I have to say, she's probably the best student I've ever had in terms of accepting constructive criticism, even asking for criticism sometimes, and then using it to better herself. Always the consummate professional, she has chosen to continue her education after PA school as a PA fellow in orthopedics and has been accepted into the PA fellowship program at Peachtree Orthopedics in Atlanta. Please join me in congratulating this year's winner of the Paragon of Professionalism Award, Miss Lane Nolte.
Hi, I'm Valerie Lurie, and thank you for allowing me this opportunity to recognize a graduate that has fully embraced their role as a student at the School of Allied Health Professions. Each year, we identify one student from each graduating class that has gone above and beyond in serving their classmates, their program, the school, and the institution as a whole, to be chosen as alumni ambassador. All qualified students are presented as nominees and then chosen by the Student Affairs Committee. To be qualified, a student must have served on SGA, which is our Student Government Association, served as class president, or previously received Student of the Month recognition. Very seldom do we have a student that meets all three criteria to be qualified. This year is one of those remarkable exceptions. I'm sure by now the class has guessed who their alumni ambassador will be. But first I want to tell you a little story. You see, at my church we have this amazing children's minister that has a saying of all in. Every church trip or activity, she reminds us to be all in. This simply means that no matter your role, you commit to being fully engaged in every aspect of the activity. As a parent volunteer on many of these trips, this means that I too have to sit in the dunk booth, go down the water slide, learn the dance moves, and on and on. I tell you this because this student chosen as alumni ambassador has been all in since he started his first program of cardiopulmonary science at Allied Health. He went out of his way to introduce himself and asked me how he could get involved and help out. After getting to know him a little better, it was obvious he could play a vital role in our SGA. Little did I know that that role would continue to expand into every crevice of not only Allied Health, but our institution as well. Anyone who is anyone at LSU HS knows the name Ernesto Pena. I have to add this in there. Our photographer, Trey, he just said, "Who's going to be the new Ernesto?" So we don't know. It's hard to replace him. He represents professionalism, respect, commitment, servant leadership, and so much more. Ernesto has broken barriers for Allied Health students. I truly believe that he paved the way for our school to have combined leadership between the students and the faculty. And he did this all among COVID restrictions and obstacles, not to mention becoming a father for the first time. He's an overachiever, a generous soul, and he is leaving giant shoes to be filled as SGA president. Congratulations, Ernesto, on being chosen as the 2023 PA Alumni Ambassador. And your class will appreciate this. This is office wrapping paper. We're going to add in a very important recognition at this point in the program, so I want to introduce Madeline Barclay. She is their Director of Student Recruitment.
Hello everyone. It is an honor to be here today to celebrate a remarkable PA graduate who will leave behind a lasting impact of justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, an accomplishment we fondly refer to as JEDI. Carla Frazier, will you please join me on stage? Carla has been a part of a group of students that have pioneered the JEDI Student Organization, a school-wide effort that has been integral to making our campus a more inclusive place. JEDI has provided a platform where allied health students can come together, share their ideas, experiences, and knowledge, and celebrate their cultural backgrounds and identities. Carla, your legacy as a student leader will continue to make an impact in our school, and JEDI will persist in providing a space for students to support each other and build a sense of community. It is my privilege to recognize your accomplishments and present you with these graduation cords. Congratulations, and thank you for your student leadership.
It's my honor to introduce the Alpha Eta Honor Society inductees for the PA class. The Alpha Eta Society is a national honor society for allied health professions. The Greek letters were chosen representing allied health. The society was originally chartered in 1975, and today there are 93 chapters and more than 35,000 initiated members. The green cord you will see at graduation represents all those who have been inducted into the society. The motto, "Together we serve," represents the society's purpose of promotion and recognition of significant scholarship, leadership, and those making contributions to the allied health professions. The nominations, again, of this class have been made on overall scholarship, their leadership achievement, and they were recommended by faculty and approved by the dean. This year's Alpha Honor Society Physician Assistant inductees are Peter Wynn and Amalia Scallows. Please come forward. This past spring, we had a ceremony for the students, and Miss Amalia Scallows was unable to be in attendance to receive her cords. So, Peter, don't forget your cords tomorrow.
Okay, so I will be introducing the inductees in the Pi Alpha National PA Honor Society. The Pi Alpha Honor Society was organized in 2004 for the promotion and recognition of both PA students and graduates. Membership signifies inductees' significant academic achievements and honors them for their leadership, research, community and professional service, and other related activities. The society also encourages a high standard of character and conduct among students and graduates. The motto of Pi Alpha is scholarship, service, leadership. The organization is committed to lifelong learning and participation in intellectual life. This year we have 7 students who've been inducted into this prestigious honor society. Please come forward when you hear your name. Claire Herkey. Camry Hickerson. Morgan Laborde. Lainey Landry. Whitney Romero. And finally, because I can't count 6, not 7, Cameron Simpson. At this time, I'd like to invite Sarah Oliver to come forward for a special presentation. My name's Sarah, and I feel privileged to recognize, on behalf of our program, a classmate and friend who's put a lot of effort into its improvement. This student has spent the past year advocating for greater diversity in our program and in the profession in Louisiana as a whole. She's done so by working towards a grant proposal for the LSU Shreveport PA program to receive funding from the NCCPA. This student recognized the staggering underrepresentation of Black and African American students, both in our program and our statewide profession, and developed a plan to create both interest in healthcare and confidence in high school students before they enter college. The funding for this proposal will be used for equipment like otoscopes, stethoscopes, suture kits, and pens for these high school students to keep that say, "I can be a PA," to be incorporated into the outreach programs conducted by the classes that follow us. To quote her proposal, "By providing high school students with a tangible sensory experience, a potential future in healthcare also becomes tangible." The ideas for this proposal came from, as she describes, the need to express her gratitude for the community that played the most critical part thus far in her lifelong journey in medicine. This student is one of the most genuine and supportive friends that I've ever had, and she continually impresses everyone around her with her dedication to having a positive impact on the lives of her friends, colleagues, patients, and her community as a whole. With that being said, our program would like Lauren Gentile to come up to be recognized for being an NCCPA PA Step Up grantee.
So far, we've honored students. Now we're going to move into honoring some of our practicing PAs from the community. I will present the Alumni of the Year Award, which our program has been presenting for several years now. Every year, we look back and we think about somebody who has given back to the program or the profession in some significant way. This recipient this year easily fits that description. By way of his many years in patient care, he has become an ambassador for our profession. It's not flashy or high prestige. He just goes to work every day and does an outstanding job caring for his patients. He supports the PA program monetarily, but also with his time, experience, and knowledge, which is often more difficult to come by. Since graduating from the LSU Health Shreveport PA program, he's been practicing in family medicine in the Shreveport-Bossier area. Many of you in the audience may not know this, but family medicine rotations and PA education are worth gold. So we are incredibly thankful for all of our family medicine preceptors. Without alumni like this person, our program literally could not exist. It's a requirement of our accrediting body. Throughout his time in practice, he's enthusiastically worked with our students to better prepare them for practice, and the students are just as enthusiastic about him. They applaud him for the following: letting them be hands-on, spending time helping them understand, being down to earth and welcoming, being a phenomenal teacher, and actually they can tell he enjoys helping the students as a preceptor. One student said it very simply, Matt is awesome. It's my honor to present the 2023 Alumni of the Year Award to Mr. Matt Coleman. Maybe. I can give it all the time.
I'm going to be presenting the Preceptor of the Year Award. So PA education could not happen without dedicated preceptors who are willing to take our students month after month. We have some truly great preceptors who enjoy teaching and provide an example of what embodies a great provider. Each year, we select a preceptor to receive this award who has excelled in educating our students. It is always difficult to select one preceptor from so many great ones, so we ask our students for input. The recipient this year is one of our newest preceptors. After she started precepting, she immediately called me to let me know how much she enjoyed it and the impression that our students left. She has been one of my dear friends since we graduated PA school together in 2017, and she knows what it takes to be an amazing PA and goes above and beyond to help our students be successful. Some of the comments students have made about this preceptor include, she comes to work excited to teach her students about family medicine. She is passionate about what she does and provides the utmost care for all her patients. She is great about asking questions, gauging how much I knew about certain topics, and helping me build on my weaker areas. She truly inspired me to become a better provider because of how she treats her patients. She was always kind and excited to share her knowledge with us. I learned many valuable lessons from her, such as being a great provider and human being. I completely agree with all of these comments and could not be more proud to call her my colleague and friend. We can't thank our preceptors enough for all that they do for our students. Without them, we would not have a PA program. Today is my great honor and pleasure to present the Preceptor of the Year Award to Miss Megan English.
I now have the honor as class president to present the Faculty of the Year Award. This award goes to a faculty member that has pushed each of our students to reach a new level of excellence. It's been stated today that although we might have dragged our feet just a little bit, we really do appreciate and love our faculty. This faculty member changed our lives by building each of us up and helping us reach a new level of excellence that we didn't know we had in us. So without much further ado, I would love to present this award to Dr. Emily Evans.
Congratulations to everyone who's won the awards today. We're proud of all of the class, every one of you. Now we're going to start what you've been anxiously awaiting, the white coat portion of the ceremony. So I need our students to take their short white coat, and whoever's going to put their long white coat on them through this door out into the hall, and we will get you lined up, and everybody else can stay and watch. You're going to line up in alphabetical order. Yeah. Yeah. But then you can. Okay. All right, guys, I think we're ready to get going. Whenever we call their name, they'll come up on stage. Dr. Fort will help them remove their short white coat, and then their chosen person will help them put their long white coat on, and they can exit behind me off this side of the stage and go back to their seat. So first, our first student today is Cameron Duncan Cox. Savannah Cutting. Abigail Lauren Davis. Hannah McKee Davis. Trisha Therese Davis. Dominique Alexis Dolis. Connor Paul Donaldson. It's okay. Carla Michelle Frazier. Mackenzie Ray Goche. Lauren Carol Gentile. Landry Claire Hardcastle. Brittany Lee Hastings. Claire Nicole Herkey. Camry Bailey Hickerson. Bailey Levitt Higuera. Cindy Rivette Hunter. Morgan Elaine Laborde. Lanny Ray Landry. Ezekiel Arthur Lopez. Alyssa Nicole Lusco. Lauren Brooke McCann. Morgan Catherine Morgan. Lane Watkins Naughty. Peter Swan Wynn. Sarah Cassidy Oliver. Olivia Kate Orlando. Sarah Catherine Pellerin. Ernesto Antonio Pena Tejeda. Haley Marie Peace Pickett. Isabel Thala Reed. Ashley Lynn Roost. Whitney Cecile Romero. Cameron Rachel Simpson. Amalia Galen Thera Scalos. Luke Christopher Temple. Katie So. Calvin Vong. All right, so I'm going to throw in a shameless plug before we do the PA oath. Once you're out and practicing, if you ever want to give a lecture or help with a skill or take a student on rotation, my cell phone number never changes, so hit me up. I need all of the graduates, I know Calvin just sat down and got comfortable, to come back and stand on the stage. We're going to do the PA oath. Any PAs, all the PA students need to come do that. Then we're going to take pictures afterwards. So you'll stay on the stage, and we will have to clear out the first 5 rows to get a good picture, which you will get for free at the end. So you don't have to fight for position to take a good picture. And then y'all can come in and take all the pictures you want after that. And remember to be there tomorrow by 9:15 for graduation. In case I don't get to speak.
To the class of 2023, the PA program is very excited that after 27 months of helping to facilitate your learning, we can now call you our colleagues. It is vital to remember as you transition from student to provider the responsibilities that are set forth in this profession. With that, please turn to the back of your program. And if the class of 2023, along with any other PAs in the program, will recite alongside me the PA oath. Y'all ready? I pledge to perform the following duties with honesty, integrity, and dedication, remembering always that my primary responsibility is to the health, safety, welfare, and dignity of all human beings. I recognize and promote the value of diversity, and I will treat equally all persons who seek my care. I will uphold the tenets of patient autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, justice, and the principle of informed consent. I will hold in confidence the information shared with me in the course of practicing medicine, except where I am authorized to impart such knowledge. I will be diligent in understanding both my personal capabilities and my limitations, striving always to improve my practice of medicine. I will actively seek to expand intellectual knowledge and skills, keeping abreast of advances in medical art and science. I will work with other members of the healthcare team to assure compassionate and effective care of patients. I will uphold and enhance community values and use the knowledge and experience acquired as a PA to contribute to an improved community. I will respect my professional relationship with physicians and other members of the healthcare team. I recognize my duty to perpetuate knowledge within the profession. These duties are pledged with sincerity and on my honor. Congratulations.
First 5 or 6 rows, I'm sorry. You got it. Yes. Go get a cookie. Go get a cookie. Again, you are short, you know it. Here we go. All right, let's do a These are for real. Here we go. Big smiles. Group.